You substitute y equals x plus y or y.
Okay, so into which equation?
X plus 2y.
Good, so we're substituting this whole x plus 1 into x plus 2. I'm going to write it up here so I have room. So what does it look like?
Hey Zay, this would be a perfect time to pick up a pencil and make sure you get all this down correctly.
I got that.
Is this right?
Yeah,
You better be ready for number 10 then.
Parentheses, right? So why do we do parentheses? Why do I need a parentheses around x plus 1?
Because it's, I'll be showing that it's getting substituted.
Yes, we're substituting the whole x plus 1 in for y. And so the 2 needs to be multiplied. We're grouping this together to show that y is equal to this whole x plus 1.
I want to point out a really quick detail. All of what the gentleman's doing is perfect, but I want y'all to notice a key thing he just asked is why there needs to be parentheses here, right?
Because it's being multiplied.
Yeah, no, I get that. Well, it's because it's being roots, but more importantly, you might remember right now why that is happening. But that's a detail you need to write down to yourself. Anytime Mr. Lipham asks, hey, why is this thing true? Anytime I ask, hey, why is this thing true? That's a thing that you should say, ooh, this is important because this explains something else. Writing down the steps may help you in the future. Explaining why that happens, that will always be useful. Does that make sense? The explanation why is the most important part of all this. Sorry for stealing that, but I think that's a detail that a lot of us as students are missing.
So now that we have this, say, what would you say should be my next step?
Adding a plus 1. No.
So
You do 2 times x. I would give it 2 times
okay, so 2 times x and what else?
x. Yeah, plus 1. 2 times
We
1.
distribute.
We distribute, that's what I'm looking for. Distribute this 2, right? So
Yeah.
we do 2 times x and then plus that 2 times 1, which is 2.
Equals 8.
Okay? And so now what can I do? I saw a couple different routes here.
Minus 2.
So we can subtract 2 from each side, which creates a 0. So it gets us x plus 2x equals 6. Now do we have any, what else, can we do anything else?
Like terms?
Like, combine like terms, right? So
3.
x plus 2x is 3x, okay? Because those are like terms. We have an implied 1 right there. So 1x plus 2x is 3x.
Then you divide by 3x.
We divide by 3x
I mean,
or 3? Good. So we want to isolate that x, right? So that gives us
X equals 2.
x equals 2. So now we have x equals 2. Is that, am I done? Can I move on to number 10?
No, you gotta get the y.
Point.
Yeah, 'cause solution is a point, right? So a point has an x and a y. So how can I find the y now?
You do y equals 2 plus 1.
Now, how do you know that you can do that?
Because x equals 2.
Because x equals 2, right? So we substituted.
So, I got a question. So, you know how we substituted the 2, right?
Yep.
Can we put that in parentheses? Like, when you write it for the first equation?
So you need to write it like y equals 2 plus 1? Like that? Would this give us the same thing?
Nope.
Why not?
Think so.
Multiplication.
What would we multiply?
X by 2.
No, nothing.
We don't have an x, right?
Yeah.
So this does,
You do the same thing.
you know, we can see all this you're doing, right?
Yeah, I'm pulling up Symbolab.
Oh, I thought you were pulling up your email. I was like,
Nope. I was pulling this up because I wanted, right, 2 plus 1.
You don't give you nothing?
Oh, so we can?
So parentheses, and this is why I asked, you know, why
Great job.
we need parentheses. So what do parentheses do?
Multiply by itself? Well,
Are parentheses only used for multiplying? Like, let's look at,
No.
how do we write a point?
Oh, yeah.
We write a point in parentheses, right? Like
yeah.
0.03. Am I multiplying anything when I write that point?
No.
So what does the parentheses do?
Right. Like, let you know what it is. Like,
Think about what I said when I said why we
Oh my
needed this
God.
parentheses. There's a key word I said. And Mr.
So-
Kenny said it.
so substitution?
So we did substitute, but why did we have to? Because whenever I wrote x plus 2 times x plus 1, y'all immediately said I can't do that. Why couldn't I do that? Why did I have to write the parentheses? Because this ends up getting us x plus 2x plus 1 equals 8, which then gets us,
Two real.
when you subtract, whenever you work it out, you get 3x equals 7. And that's not the same thing we got, right? That gives us 7 divided by 3, which is not the same as 2. So what is the problem when we don't put parentheses around that x plus 1?
So I show you what to do first.
You gonna get a wrong answer.
You are going to get a wrong answer because we don't distribute, right? How do we know to distribute this? How do we know to multiply the 2 by each? X and 1.
Cause it's right next to the parentheses. I mean,
It's next to the parentheses, that's right, but we use parentheses. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell this. Is
I think so.
that how you spell parentheses?
I think so, I don't know for sure.
Parentheses are used for grouping. They group together. So whenever I write 2 times in this parentheses x plus 1, that's telling me to multiply 2 by that whole group of x plus 1.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So whenever I write it like this is just multiplied by x. I don't have that whole group. So we substitute in that x plus 1, that y is that whole x plus 1. So then when you only have a parentheses 2, there's nothing happening to that group of 2. And it's not really a group, but that number of 2. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing happening here. So that's why it's still 2 plus 1 equals 3.
Well, I think that's
Hey,
important
our
thing to
Destiny
note
program
there
hosted
is,
and
do
canceled
we
drive
need the
to benefit the
parentheses
West
if we're not
Bank.
grouping anything?
Now to the
right?
first week of March.
No.
Please
So
bring
that's why we
handfuls
had
from
that
your
with the x
pantry
plus 1, it was
to help us
grouping,
out.
but with that
You can
2,
drop off your
we're not
donuts in
grouping
Emily
anything.
classroom in room
Can you
220.
put it?
Thank you.
Sure,
The
does
free
it
giveaway for
help?
month of February is going on down in the lobby. Please stop by and see Ms. Spiner or Mr.
So
Henry
how can
for
we
your
check
free copy
this?
of On the Come
How
Up
can
by
we check
Andy
this in
Sutton.
Symbolab?
If you were a member of HGA last year and would like to run for office of president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, parliamentarian, or project chairperson, please see Ms. Ware or email her at kdware@ccss.net. All officer
That's true, but how
applications
can we
must
check
be
it in
submitted by
Symbolab?
Monday, February 15th.
To make sure that
Shut
we're
your
did it
face.
correctly.
Scholarship applications is open. The deadline is March 1st.
If I just type that, is that
Everybody
gonna give me
between
the
classes,
solution to
special
the
education
system?
classroom will be holding patient
RJ, what else do I need to
with
do?
lots of choices for snacks for $1 each.
The
All
other
proceeds
equation,
go to
right?
the
So
classroom,
put a comma
go to room 115 or
next
next
to
room
that
200.
equation to
Thank you,
separate,
have a great day.
and then we write the second equation.
Y equals x plus 1.
so hold on, this is symbol, what is it?
It's a Symbolab. Okay, so it might help to open it up and type these in so you can see.
Yeah,
how to
we
do
only
it.
got a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So just
but-
follow along here. But you see how I have the first equation, a comma, and then the second equation? Hit enter.
Let's show you.
Steps.
Shows you the solution, so you can use this to see if you got it right, but also if you're struggling to know how to do it, they also give you steps. Now, when we're looking at homework, is it enough to just go to Symbolab, type it in, and write down their answer and their steps?
No, because you're not getting the understanding.
You're not understanding it, right? So we need to justify on the homework, okay? We have these tools to check ourselves, make sure we understand, but on the homework, we need to make sure that we justify.
Also, I do want to quickly note this because this will help you in the future. You see where it says solve by substitution? That's literally what we're doing. Did you see that there's a couple of other options here as well?
Oh, calcium elimination.
Yeah, I don't ever do that one. Or
It's
parameters.
awful.
Also, what could you do in Desmos?
Make the graph, see they line up.
You see how we got that point of intersection right here?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so there it is. Here's your homework. Before that bell rings, I better see every single one of you with that homework ready tomorrow. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The homework sheet is this sheet right here. Look, it says homework, it has 2 problems. You should all have it. If not, you can take an extra copy.
And then also 5.7, go number 17 and 20. Remember, we used to have numbers like 5 to 6 problems a night, sometimes 7. We've reduced it to 4 so that you can explain every step. We all good on that?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to start reminding you if you're not showing or explaining every step over the next week or so, and then after that, you're just going to start getting zeros if you don't explain. This explanation will help you learn so much.